Microphone check 1 2 1 2 1 2. In the place to be. It's your favorite icon. Hopefully you can hear me this time. I was having some difficulties early. I couldn't believe like how how can this even be possible um to be in a situation where you know I'm anyway, I'm not even finna go there. What I'm gonna do, what I'm about to do is get into what I came here to do for the day. Let me set this up where I need to set it up. Get that over there. Little, little sunshine going in the backdrop right there. Okay. I think we good now. I think we should be good to roll out so we can finish up part two today of the family dynamics. Can we bring the family back? I am yours truly, the Icon 6. This is We Are the no. We Are the City. Network is the mothership. This is Circle of the Gods Point 6. Please forgive me. I'm a little flustered a little bit because I didn't think I was going to be able to get my mixer board up to be able to come do what I needed to do. And I hate when things like that happen. But welcome to Circle of the Gods Point 6 presents, man, part two. And we're gonna be getting into that there. So I'll be right back in a second.
It's just that
Icon up in the building. Circle of the Gods Point 6. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Kamikaze. Yes, we in the building. It's the Circle of the God Point 6. Do you feel me? I'm the boss. Icon in the city. I'm already ready. FedEx that. You got me? Bacardi in the cup, what's up? With some Sprite and some lean, I'm about to make them lean on the truth, boy. It's the manifesto of the G.O.D., yeah. Icon, let's go. Murderous eyes, yeah. That's the flow when we leave it tight and leave no doubt, cause we gotta let them know. I still pay respect to the gods on the other side, but right now, I got to G.O. Flexing on a whole nother level till my friends can't up with me. Go. If you get to the top, I salute that. Let's get it. Let's always. I tell you, boy, when you're trying to do the right things in life, um, there are all kinds of complications, man. They say an idle mind is a devil's workshop, and I must agree. Uh, from the time I woke up this morning, prepared myself for work, left to go to work, making it to my destination, only to be sideswiped with events going on at the work site. Nobody cared to reach out and say, "Hey, we got something big going on up in here today." So when the sanitation crew comes, when the janitorial crew comes, when the cleanup crew comes, when Matrix Solution comes to come take care of this building, which is a commercial contract, you know, no one cares to say anything about that. So now you're in a place trying to do what you need to do, and you got people moving about all over the place, and you really can't get nothing done. So I kind of was a little frustrated by that, but I was at the end of the work, and I said, you know what? At the end of the day, you did what you could do. You can't do any more than that, Icon. You cannot do no more than what you was able to do And when I talked to the guy, because the lady was kind of friendly that was coming in, she didn't really know they had an event. I was trying to get in there and take care of something before, things got where it was going with her. And she kindly directed me to I guess he would have been the GM or maybe the new GM. I'm not sure, but he was calling the shots like he was the GM. And so when he said we'll manage in certain areas, okay, cool. That's all I needed. The latitude I needed to go do what I could do, and I got the hell on up out of there. Okay. The last few days have been a little hectic. I'm not gonna lie. Felt a little overwhelmed at times, but it comes with the territory. It's life. It is life. What you gonna do? You gonna give up? You gonna stop moving? You gonna stop thinking? You gonna stop striving? You gonna stop trying to make things better? Will you succumb to the emotional side that would trigger in the mind quit? Well, I don't have no quit in me. There's no quit. Might be some stalling every now and again. Might be a little bit of procrastination, which is stalling every now and again. But there's no quit. And in these latter days of mine, when I look at those things that I took for granted in my youth, I'm like, mm-mm. I don't care how long it takes. If it's important, if it's a need, if it's about your peace and your well-being, ain't no quit. Because the moment you quit, everything else around you will quit. Okay? If you keep going, the quitters around you will quit, but you'll keep going. And I'm saying this in general, not aimed at anybody specifically, general. If you are a quitter, everything else around you will quit. Meaning, some people got that get up and go with them. They're not going to roll with a quitter because they don't have no quit in them. Okay? So if you are a quitter and you're around people that are go getters, they're gonna keep going. You just gonna be a quitter and at loss. But if you are a go getter, then the quitters around you, they'll bow down. Now, let's get into today's topic. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining outside. The temperature is nice here in sunny Jacksonville, Florida, which is my second home away from home. Give them a shout out. And I also want to give a shout out to my hometown, the 7-7 Deuce Folk Piers, and all the surrounding counties from the tip of the peninsula, west coast, east coast of Florida, up in the panhandle, you name it. I love my state of Florida. Shout out to Florida. I also want to give a shout out to all states from the west coast to the Midwest, up north, down south, you name it. I want to give a shout out to my family abroad. And I want to make sure I follow my teacher's instruction. Um, we here to make friends in all walks of life for our people, meaning I'm an ambassador for the people, for my people. And when I say my, I'm talking about even they don't categorize us. So I'm taking it from that perspective outside of the social construct with the negative aspect with the title part. But I'm a representative for people that look like me, that come from this country, that are products of slaves, quote unquote, um, and that we are unique people here in this corporate structure called the United States Corporation of the Americas. So what happens to us is very important to me because at one time it wasn't as important. I mean, when it wasn't as important, I was not able to contribute as an asset to myself or to my family or to my community. Ultimately, the society I lived in, which gave negative energy in a world that so desperately need positive energy. Okay, so I'm grateful and I'm thankful to be here. I thank all uh, uh, those who listen and strive, who follow, support, well wishers, and the haters too. You know, I still give praise to the Most High for life, health, and strength, for allowing me to be comedic when it's time, so I can laugh and make people laugh. When it's time to be serious, when I got to focus, pinpoint, razor sharp, because it could be life threatening events happening, and you got to be on point. To be, a comforter, to be um a provider of positive energy because I like to stay on those frequency, man, as I'm building, coming up out that federal prison after 28 plus years. Even though I've been out here since 2019, I had a lot of stuff to go through just to get here. September, I finally cleared that hurdle after 34 years of dealing with the federal system, Bureau of Prisons. Yeah. So I'm very thankful to be here. I'm very thankful to have an opportunity to come across these airways and give a shout out to my international family as well. And of course, I use the word family because that's what we're talking about today, the dynamics of the family. Can we bring the family back? Now, in some cases, there are families that are still intact. I mean, the traditional and the natural aspect of what that is. And that is a unit of individuals bound together by blood or by commitment to envision, to prepare, to move forward as a group so that there will be safety, security, maintenance, and sustenance. Safety, security, maintenance, and substance. A unit of people moving together. Family. Not against each other, and also exercising intelligence when things go left and we are at odds with each other. We understand how to go to problem solving, conflict resolution when we understand the family is more important, right, than the emotional side that may have driven us apart. Now, we have a lot of things, and I'm gonna try to get this done in the required amount of time because I want to end, and I want to end on a high note. Yes, the family has, for the most part, been destroyed. Today's man is not yesterday's man. Today's woman is not yesterday's woman. Today's children are not yesterday's children. What I mean by that, there, if we go back in time, which we can do right here on YouTube, which is a university for me, it's one of the schools that I frequent a lot because I like to put stuff in that search engine when I'm having serious thought processes about trying to figure out the psychology part of what this is, the psychological part of what this is, the war that's being waged through what is called social constructs, that which gives you your parameters of thinking, your thoughts through words, ideas, someone's vision that's not particularly your own. And it's a hell of a thing. But we can chronicle the quote unquote times, eras, generations, what was going on, the environment, the circumstances. Because it has been said plenty of times, study to show thyself approved. He or she who don't learn from history is bound to repeat it. We've heard these things again and again. And if we're not hearing them, again, this is a sign that those who put into play the mechanisms to keep light from the people, to keep us in ignorance and keep us in darkness and keep us confused in a state of chaos where we are eating off of each other is working to perfection. And when I look around, it's working to perfection. Yesterday's family, dinner table, breakfast table, moving together as a unit, vacationing if you was able to do that. There was a system in place. The father played a role, the mother played a role, the children played a role. The authority in the house was clear. When it was time for daddy to be the authority, he was. When it was time for mother to be the authority, she was. Because in their respective roles, the daddy couldn't do what mama could do. Mama couldn't do what daddy could do. And even if they could, they would share responsibilities or they would respect each other's role so that one didn't have to take on the full responsibility. Because when you take on the full responsibility, it takes away from the balancing, the conditioning, and the training of the children. And that's where we found ourselves. at today. Our children today are not the children of yesterday. Not that the children of yesterday was perfect, because we were some badass little bastards back then too. Excuse me for saying that word bastard. It's a word, it's a construct. I understand what it means. But we are some fatherless children, right? Just because a man is present, it don't mean that he's a father, or dad, or a responsible person. Just because it's a mother don't make her a responsible person. The vehicles through which we travel, devoid of intelligence, devoid of understanding of nature and the laws that govern nature, is just a host body that's being used to bring into the world something like itself or worse when you disconnect it from the truth, that is. So when I looked, I said, man, in my lifetime, I had a brief moment where the family structure in the natural and traditional way was present. Um, I mentioned this last time we spoke. I had a stepfather. There was the masculine principal role. My mom was there. That's the feminine principal role. Now, again, mother wasn't perfect. Stepdad wasn't perfect. Dad, father, my biological, wasn't perfect. Me, not perfect. Siblings, not perfect. But human beings living and in the classroom of life, learning, going through stuff, struggling, overcoming, you know, times of joy, times of pain, trauma, all of that is involved. So the work that has to be done now is to really sit back and let's go back to the basics. Let's put the nucleus back together for a moment in thought. And I know it's a difficult task to do because so many people out here feel entitled, feel that they just so good on their own. They don't need no damn body and they just talk shit. They think money is the answer to everything. I don't need no man. I got my money. When money can't roll up on you, say, I love you, baby. When money can't roll up on you and protect you. Because if you got to pay somebody to protect you, it's only a matter of time for when they turn to. Yeah. And vice versa. I don't need no woman. Damn them women. Come on, bro. Really? Since when? Since when? I understand when you got a knucklehead in your life, when you got an unruly person in your life, when you got a big mouth, loud mouth, nagging ass motherfucker in your life. I get it, bro. Nobody wants to be fucked up with that. Nobody wants to be fucked up with that. The nagging mouth and pump your chest up female. You know, I can respect Clarissa Shields because when she get ready to puff her chest up and throw hands, she's in that ring and she getting paid for it. And she ain't fighting no men, though she say she will. And she sparred with some, but I'm talking about when they get right down to the real shit. Yeah, that type of stuff. So we have been programmed in such a way that we are disgusting to each other. We look at each other, men look at women, women look at men, and we can't stand each other. When did that start? Because at one time, if you chronicle back, grandma, granddaddy, great grandma, great granddaddy, with all the shit that they had to go through, they found a way to stay together. They didn't run from difficulties. And people were still, quote unquote, having outside relations and all that, which y'all call cheating, another construct. And I'm going to be dealing with that word specifically. All I'm going to do is talk about that shit called cheating, right? That bastard ass word that has robbed us of our ability to stay linked up and unified, that we all can be covered. Because when you do the damn math, you're going to discover and find out there are more women than there are men on the planet. And if you are a woman that don't want to see another woman protected or have love in her life, you are selfish bastard. You are. Yeah, I said it. I said it. And if you are a man, like I was a man, right? And you don't have enough sense, man, to be real with the sister, to not lie to the sister, condescending to the sister, a male chauvinistic motherfucker, Then nah, brother, you off your goddamn square, and we've been off our square. The family structure, one time with all of these things that we cry about back in the day, great grandma knew how to wear that pressure. And if she was a virtuous woman, she didn't lose her virtue because granddaddy or great granddaddy went out and did some other shit. Because deep down inside, great grandma at one time, she was a young person too. And if she had an opportunity, which some did, they went out and did their thing too. But my point today is we had a better structure, more participation in the lives of each other. You know, even the daddies of yesterday that was living up under crazy conditions and circumstances, a lot of the time workless after slavery, motherfucker couldn't get a job. They don't want you to have a job because they don't want you to be able to take care of yourself. And I'm talking about poor white folk too, because these are the kinds of conversations I'm going to have right here in the circle of the God's Point Six. I'm going to talk about that, what they call that quote unquote poor white cracker. Who made him and her that? Them brothers and sisters need to know how they being looked at too and how they're being used too. And my Hispanic family as well, my Asian family as well. Those who don't hold no rank, no position, can't call no shot. You down in the shit with everybody else. Family fucked up. But some coaches try to hold on a little bit more than others. And we need to find out why. So I'm speaking today specifically to people that look like me that are called African Americans right now, specifically, because we got it the worst. We have it the worst, and nobody seems to be on our side unless they can get something from us, use us for something. After that, they don't give a damn because they never did, because they was never taught to give a damn. And when you're not taught to give a damn about yourself, come on. But something within you naturally say, I'm supposed to have comfort. I'm supposed to have safety. Why am I not getting that? Have you looked in the damn mirror? Have you been? Sometimes we just need to turn the record on and then forget that it's on and go about our day and then go back at the end of the day and listen to some of the shit that come out of our mouth to each other so you can see your own thoughts. Because a lot of the times we just be doing shit. We on automatic pilot with the bullshit. Straight up. So the family now, again, specifically, I know during slavery, and I don't bring this up to, you know, start judging, the slave master or his children. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that right now. They're not getting away. But I want to focus on us. Because everybody have a love affair with us or interest, but they don't want to stay in bed. They just want to get the little, how they say, get it off and keep going. They want to be with you and be around you and get it off and keep going. Because a lot of them want to stay true to whatever they're holding on to keep their family strong. And it's getting worse because even they are finding it very difficult to keep that family structure together. Because I spoke to uh, some of my Hispanic family. I remember I was dating a sister. We had interest together and we was together, and she was from the Dominican Republic, and she said she was a first generation Dominican woman here. Culture over there was different. Might have been hella hard over there too, but it was life. They had their system. Come over to the Americas, North America, that is, the United States Corporation of the Americas, get into this system, things change. You got opportunity to be whatever you want to be. You can be this, you can be that. You can start making money. You can go in the workplace. They had already designed, because the currency, which is the juice that is used in the fabrication and the illusion in this fantasy that we hold because of it, that when you get it, now you can access the kingdom. So why do we need, if I listen, I hear it all the time. A man got money. He's a high value man. He can have whatever he wants because of the money, not because he got good character, not because he's strong, not because he's caring. He just have the money. He could be a freak. He could be a super freak. He could be an undercover pedophile. He could be a manipulator. He could be all of that. Misogynist. He could be all of that. But the money give him the value. And you can have a man over here that don't have a fraction of what he has, but it got solid character, very dependable, very, very loyal. Not going to get into the relationship thing. I'm just trying to pull out the negative aspects of the construct when it comes to how we think. Because right now, people, and I'm not trying to be soft about this here, we fucked up as a people. Good for TV. Motherfucker love to put us in front of the camera. Now we got the camera. We putting it on ourselves. A spectacle to the world. Children out of order, out of line. Women out of order, out of line. Men out of order, out of line. And you know it's a greater majority of us doing that because if we wasn't, our situation would be a whole lot different. I go through social media. I'm out here in the real world like everybody else, and I've been in the prisons. I know how we get treated. I know how we look at family. We don't, pretty much. And I'm not talking about the ones that do right now. So please don't, oh man, you ain't talking about, no, I'm not talking about everybody. Duh. Specifically for the people that have the sickness, and the overwhelming majority has the damn sickness. We ain't talking about exceptions to the rule. So to the so-called African American, Negro, nigga, whatever we call ourselves, or let people call us, our family dynamics right now is the most need. The most need. We are in the most need. We are the most needy right now for repair. And I'm not talking about throwing money at something to put a band-aid. We got to rip it and strip this shit down to the goddamn openness of this wound so we can put some healing up in there called truth to help us. And some people may get it. And I'm quite sure some ain't, because some people gonna listen to me. Oh man, anybody want to hear that shit, Icon. I don't give a damn if you want to hear it or not. Because if you one of these people that don't want to hear this conversation, then you probably a part of the damn problem. And I don't care what you make. I don't care what you have in materialism. I don't care if you passed out turkeys yesterday. I don't give a damn. We still got the same condition, man. And let me say this here too, because I'm very open and honest and very fair. I'm a part of it too. That's why it means so much to me. That's why I try to work on me every day in reference to these things. I'm not telling us to be fools for each other because I want to see us as a collective come together. I don't want to be a partner with a damn fool. Nobody should want to be a partner to me if I'm a damn fool. If I'm reckless, irresponsible, have no loyalty, don't even have a vision of where I'm going and what I want for myself and for my people. So no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about men and women who can see the problem, want to do something, but don't know how. Because if we're not doing that, then we're gonna continue to be coming on here doing this buffoonery and using these spaces, man, to listen. I was just on YouTube the other day, and they was talking about these Belgian people that had black people in zoos like animals, and they would come watch them and look at them and feed them and pet them like giraffes and hippopotamuses and rhinos and shit. Same thing as today. They when they see us come, yeah, we trendsetters with some things, but when it count, we not. And we got to be extra, extra careful of these people out here. Power, black power, black power, black power, white power, white power, white power, brown power, yellow power, red power. And it's not power to bring us together, but power to keep us separated from each other. That's a damn problem. We need to focus on who these people that's always inciting shit. These are the culprits that work for the corporate structure. Sent in whenever peace is being found because we are coming together, they come in with the bullshit. That's why I'm telling my people, when stuff happens, stop going out to the march. Stop going to march. You know, like I seen another clip the other day. They had a picture of Brother Malcolm X. May the Most High be forever pleased with that brother. I know some people don't like him. Some people don't believe in the movement, or some people, don't care about his story. I've even heard some people say that the man was working for the CIA and some other shit. I'm like, wow. If any of us tried to do a fraction of what that man did as a collective, we'd be different. Our situation be different. Police brutality wouldn't be so high amongst us. Black on black, quote unquote black. Crime wouldn't be high amongst us. Domestic violence against us and our women wouldn't be there. Disrespect of our children, our communities wouldn't be there if we even thought a fraction of Brother Malcolm X or any other brother like him. Then they had a picture of Brother Martin Luther King. May the Creator be forever blessed and pleased with that brother as well. Non-violent. And a lot of people don't like him. And yes, I'm one of those detractors when it came to the integration part, because I took another look at that, and it didn't really help us. It really didn't. But it did give us some cover. A little bit. It did do that. And now we're at a stage now, man, where we lifted, but we ain't still solid because we still not visiting what we need to visit in thought process on how to get the other biasness that we have against ourselves, the prejudice that we have against ourselves, the longing to want to be somebody except for who you really are, that the Creator made you. Yeah. Both of those brothers in a casket, laying in a casket. And we've heard the history. Some people was around at the time when things happened, but we all get the picture. Certain entities trying to stop the rise of the Black Messiah. I'm not making this up. You can find this stuff out here. YouTube is a place where you can find this stuff. J. Edgar Hoover, COINTELPRO. I didn't make that up. I'm just a student of it. I'm just looking at it like, damn. Why stop the rise of a Black Messiah? You don't want Black people to have a Messiah? You don't want little Black boys and Black girls to have somebody that they can look up to that's an example of life and light, truth? One who is principled? No Black Messiah, huh? So any Black man, Medgar Evers, and the list goes on and untold men that we don't even know nothing about. Destroy families. Break any thought pattern that says come together. The psychology of it. Because every time I have this conversation, what I'm driving at is how they peeled the layers of the family off, even when we was allowed. And that's something we had to be allowed coming out of slavery to kind of reform our families. Some people had to go out and try to find to see if a husband or see if a wife or see if a child could be found. Yeah, that's why people are bitter sometimes. Like, damn, we had to go through all of that. But going through all of that ain't show us nothing. It was very important for us to stay together. Other cultures, they stay together once they understand and know. But guess what? See, they knew we was gonna be where we was at until we woke up. But nobody was talking about the other people that was put to sleep. I'm watching it today. Our brothers from South and Central America, many of them from culture that was right here in what they call North America. They call these brothers and sisters aliens. They're not aliens. How the hell can they be aliens? You know, when somebody took a trip from Europe to over here, then you are a visitor. You were supposed to be a guest, but you didn't come as a visitor and a guest. You came as a perpetrator. ready to defraud when you seen the luscious and seeing the beauty and seeing the wealth, the natural wealth. You wanted to make an escape up out of damn Europe and England and Portugal and all these other places in Europe that had nothing. You had nothing. And that's going to be another lesson too, because in order for us as people of color to understand why our Caucasian, the Caucasian part of the family, especially those at the top, are doing what they're doing, you got to understand what they were going through at a time in life when they wasn't the shot callers. Still are the world's minority. They are. But been in power for so long, but it's crumbling because the evilness of it, the wickedness of it, the corruption part of it. And I'm not talking about um, Democrats and Republican type shit. I'm not talking about white supremacists and black supremacist type shit. I'm not talking Christian and Muslim. I'm talking about the pure, unadulterated fact that intentionally and purposefully there has been a system created to dominate and control people and cut them off from nature. Yeah, think about it. Let's put this to the test. Icon, cut off from nature. What does that mean? It doesn't just mean what's on the inside of us, our nature. Well, my nature is to be a ball player. No, no. You got to separate what man made and what the creator made, created. Excuse me. That's where you first got to start. You see, if there was no basketball, baseball, football, golf ball, or any other kind of damn ball, okay? If there was no team to play for, if there was no grocery store, if there was no cars, if there was no Gucci, Birkin, if there was no Dior, if there was no Nike, if there was no Adidas, if there was no YouTube, if there was no Facebook, if there was no none of this shit, you still would have life. And that life would consist of clean air or the air, clean water or water, clean food, and access to the earth so you can get the natural resources to build through your mind. And if you kept that on good intent, then you could live in a world as the guardian of the planet we supposed to be, knowing how to conflict resolute, because we would know conflict resolution. We would resolve things. And if I said a word that wasn't correct just then, that's me talking. I'm talking a little quick. I got my eyes, I got started a little later than I wanted to because my system was down. But I want to close this. I want to close this right so that whoever hear this, I'm not making nothing up. I'm not creating the wheel, the blueprint, and the wheel has already been made. The answer to our problem. We got to understand how we got here in the first place. And when you take man-made and created and most high creation and take it seriously and sit in the classroom and start understanding the difference, then you'll understand the shit that we fighting for, dying for, and let the motherfucker control us with is materialism. They control the land, they control the water, and they control the air. And when I say they, I'm talking about those who hold sway over the minds of the people because they not flying the planes. They not in our militaries. They not in our law enforcement. Mhm. They not sitting in the judge robe. They not sitting in the laboratories or in the cubicles. They not washing the dishes and busting the tables. Nah, they not doing that. We are. So for me, it became damn. If we are the lifeblood to make the system go, then without us, the system can't work. If we want police brutality to stop, then we got to stop being drunkards. We got to stop being abusers of narcotics. We got to stop being disenfranchised amongst ourselves through infighting, gender wars. We got to take control of our health, the way that we take care of our fleshly body that we reside in. And the only way to do these things, it has to be an erasing or what they call brainwashing. I'm going to use this word brainwashing. Give a damn. I know what people say, oh, you've been brainwashed. Well, when you got a dirty ass mind, then your mind need to be washed. I know mine did. I try to cleanse every day. And I ain't holding no punches. I don't care. Your feelings, they say the creator is no respect of man. He don't care nothing about your feelings because I'm saying some stuff that might my Caucasian brother hear this or another quote unquote black man hear this or woman hear this. I don't give a damn about your feelings. The truth don't care about our feelings, people. The truth don't care if you come together as a collective. And the people up top that's so-called in rulership, they bet and plan and hope against hope within themselves that we never get it. Because the moment that we do, everything that was built on that false premise begins to crumble, as it is doing right now. But the sad part is, as it's crumbling, we are being crumbled as well because of a lack of knowledge. Thus, my people perish from a lack of knowledge. What knowledge? Man, we got so many schools and universities all over the damn world, and none of them seem to have the answer to the violence and the corruption and the whole play on a small percentage of people ruling the world. All your schools, Yale, Harvard, but in these schools, they teach truth because they have to prepare the management for the corporation. So a lot of you people out there, so-called, I'm a real citizen. I don't break the law. You've been breaking the law. You've been used to break the law because you don't move in natural cycles. You don't move off the instruction of the creator. You move off the instructions of man. Me too, because I'm in the system. And the further my mind get from that there, I become more like Malcolm X or Martin Luther, depending. I ain't finna, like, I speak my mind and I'm trying to help people and I'm not a prejudiced person. I can't stand to see no human being go through stuff and hurt. It breaks my heart to see a little black boy, a little black girl, a little white boy, a little white girl, or red, brown, or these colors, these titles and shit, which we shouldn't even have that shit in play. It's how your family get busted up. Titles. Titles. That ain't got nothing to do with the creator. These titles that we believe in, that we most often don't even study. We just keep passing that shit down from generation to generation, and we keep passing down weakness and division. So it don't matter when I'm out in the community, just doing what I'm doing, commuting to work or going to a store or whatnot. When I see somebody down the spirit move me, it don't move me because of color. I probably given help and support too when I could to people that hated quote unquote niggas. They probably hated niggas. But it was a so-called nigga that showed up to listen, to put that hot dog in his hand so he can eat, buy him a soda because he out there and he's struggling. And in my mind, I know these things can happen, but I don't put it on the premise of that. I don't put it on the premise of that. There's a person that's in need. I'm not a rich person. I'm fighting, I'm struggling every day my damn self, but I got a heart, I got a mind, I feel things for people. And a lot of us do. But because of the manipulation, because of the breakdown in us mentally and spiritually, because of negative programming, which sets up a negative character, we got the wrong character out in front leading us. And we are the ones that's doing the actionable work of foolishness and violence and corruption. And then we sit back and give people the power to exercise that shit even further. Look at our government system right now. Some people mad because Donald Trump in office. Yeah, he right where he's supposed to be. He's in part of a man-made system. When you put your mind back on the creator, then you start to see what that is. And when you summon the courage and the strength that we gonna need as a collective, because individually, you're gonna be like a Martin Luther King or a Malcolm X or a Medgar Evers or a John Brown and so many other men and women who they hung, who they tortured just for wanting people to have opportunities to have life and peace and in the pursuit of happiness and to enjoy this earth that the creator made. But then we got these saggy bottom ass motherfuckers coming around and just overtook, not physically, through intellect. That mind is a terrible thing to waste. Remember that commercial? This is your brain, the egg, the frying pan, crack the egg, put it in a frying pan that's hot for the grease, and this is your brain on drugs. Well, we on drugs too, America. We on all kind of drugs. Drugs and chemicals in our food, drugs and chemicals in our drink, drugs and chemical in every damn pharmaceutical company giving you straight. How can you keep a damn family together when you ain't getting the proper education? How? And the goal behind all of this facade in the Wizard of Oz here is they had to again break that man down so that they could isolate that woman. And I'm telling you right now, specifically black woman, you've been targeted. Every anthropologist, every scientist, every archaeologist that go and do research, when they find the bones or discover the bones and they do their little carbon testing and whatnot, they're saying the oldest bones we found was of a woman, black woman, or then they start trying to tamper with that. Way, man, she wouldn't say, but yeah, the mother, because through her womb, the Messiah will come. Through her womb, the answer to cancer will come. But only if her mind is in sync with the creator and his creation, which is nature, and an understanding of the laws that govern that nature, not this shit that man done made. Care nothing about your, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this very respectfully. And if you get in your feelings, you just gonna be in your feelings. I don't care nothing about your fucking mega church, man. I don't care nothing about your mosque, your synagogue, buildings that man hands make, where you ushering people in and not connecting them to the real truth, though the truth is present. You use systematic things and enforcements and death to keep the people paralyzed. But at the end of the day, we the people, as much as we can point at that, and as much as I can talk about that, that only goes so far. Because if we are the ones that's exercising and executing their vision, their words, then it's our fault. So all you dirty ass police officers out there, all you people that go to the military because you just want to go over there and kill what you call the enemy, and them over there as well because y'all government's fucked up too. Yeah, yeah. Excuse my profanities. Not cursing. These are profanity words, man. Come on. Etymology. Let's get into it. Let's see if freedom of speech is really real. Hmm? Or will we continue to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to any words that would say responsibility today? Yeah, responsibility. Today we don't have family because we abandoned responsibility. Some did it and didn't know that they were supposed to have it. Um, but naturally we felt that we supposed to did something, but we just ain't doing it. But well, you ain't gonna know because your mind ain't in the creator's hand. Your mind is in the hand of what the creator created, man. And the fleshly part, because that's where the mind it keep focusing on this. This gonna go. This got to crawl back to the earth from which it came. But that mental and spiritual energy, man. Mm. Oh, icon. Oh, icon. So at the end of the day, we 50 minutes into this conversation. And I'm gonna say this, because I want to tie this up right. We need to most certainly, I mean, in a real way, to those who know and understand what I'm saying. Because if you know and understand what I'm saying, I'm sure there's somebody in your life, man, that will listen to you, that see you doing what you're doing, and you may have some influence over. We're gonna have to really stop and get away from social media for the entertainment part and really start talking to each other again without texting. I mean, actually talking face to face with each other, communicating, meeting up together for good intent, good purposes to talk about this problem that we have. I was sitting in a place today and heard some women talking like, you got some women that's so broken that any rationale or any kind of logical thinking goes out the window because of some pain that she's focused on because of some man. And there are some men that are so broken. I'm one of them. I'm a broken man. I'm in repair, but broke. I started off broken, but with potential and opportunity. See, we're gonna get into the whole psychology of this thing. And family is bigger than replication, but the replicated family, that's where we got to find that nucleus again. Or are we too far gone? Do the sister got too many children now that a man of any kind of value would never want to come in her life because he don't want to deal with 5 and 6, 7 baby daddies, or deal with a sister that only wants you there for the reason she wants you there and don't give a damn why what you want in that situation? Or is it gonna be a sister that's gonna continue to bow herself down to a man, right? That only see her as an object and based upon his money, gonna dictate how he come to her. I mean, we got to fix this shit, man. The only thing that I can do right now outside of talking is for me, and this is something that I teach on heavy. I'm gonna strive very hard to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. I'm not trying to do it because I want somebody to say good job, Icon, or oh man, Icon, you a great example. No, I just want to do it because it's the right thing to do. So I'm gonna try my best. Even though I know I'm gonna have to fight with some laws of nature that the creator gave, which I don't supposed to have to do that. And when we get into that discussion about men and women in nature, I want you to be there for that. Men, we do have to fight. We got to fight very hard against the created nature within us because that part of us through the flesh, right? Whenever she comes around, there is, and women, whenever a man come around, there's a natural, again, natural, without no words spoken, without the interference of nobody in their schools and what they telling you about love, relationship, and none of that shit. You have a natural inclination to each other. And again, math, more women than men. So wicked-minded people, they know shit. You control that woman, you can dictate what a family would look like, even if it was up under the traditional. If our minds is in their hands and they hands keep putting our brains in a garbage can, you're gonna have a garbage ass family, man. Your kids gonna be fucking garbage. I don't care how good they are at sports. I don't give a damn because he went and got a damn scholarship in science for their enterprise. We some garbage ass people. And it's not because of the vocational or the education. We got it because we're not tapped into our our basic natural self to be gods and goddesses. And I use that word because it's a constructed word too, because in my world, that's Lord than the creator and the most high. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Right. So we're gonna be in these YouTube streets and social media. I'm gonna be there. As long as the creator give me life to do this. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And I said, I'm not here to swindle anybody, con anybody. I want to earnestly work for whatever I do here in social media. I am a content creator and influencer and all that. And yes, I know it's business. We do business out here in social media too. So yeah, I'm gonna ask for some funds. You goddamn right, I'm gonna ask for them. Starbucks do it. Walmart do it. And what the hell they doing with the money? Hmm? They help a couple of little goddamn organizations and shit like that. They're like they doing some big shit. When they know it's a bigger problem, you ain't using your money to stop the real shit that's going on. You placate us, pacify us. But you'll go get them your money every day, all day. You support them in every fucking thing that they do. But when your brother or sister come, this the little bitty man, who is this icon? I wish the hell I would. I'm gonna be the same one that gonna run across your brother, your sister, your mother, your daddy, your child, that the world kicking their ass. And I'm gonna be a light and a light and comfort for them. Because when I see the despised and the rejected, it does something to my mind, it affects my heart, and it makes me want to do something to help. Okay? Go ask that of some of these other people out here to help. We'll give you some money. We so interested in that devil. If one of these bastards come and say, I'm gonna give you $5 million to keep your head up your ass, you will keep your head all the way up in your ass. You'll be looking at your guts from your asshole. Because they offered you $5 million. And all we want you to do is, when they start coming together, just talk against that deal. We don't want them. They use us like that. We allow ourselves to be used like that. These are historical facts, present day facts, and if we don't change this shit, they're future facts as well. Okay, man. It's your favorite icon. I came to do it. It's the circle of the God. For real.
What's up with it? It's your favorite icon up in the building. Circle of the Gods, point 6. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Kamikaze. Yes, we in the building. It's the circle of the God, point 6. Do you feel me? I'm the boss, icon, and I said I'm already ready. FedEx that. You got me? Bacardi in the cup.
Once again, I had a ball, y'all, over here.
Some lean. I'm about to make
to those that hear this broadcast.
It's the manifest.
Please don't let the profanities make you miss the message.
That's the flow when we leave it tight and leave it
The message is we need family. We need men to stand up and do the right thing. We need women to stand up and do the right thing. We need to come together as that unit again and bring back that power that is so needed right now.
Get to the top.
And I want to say to the young men and the young women who are becoming parents, who may have had a rough life, a traumatic life, man, and you just in your heart is so much darkness, man, because of so much that was done to you. I can't sit here and tell you to forgive anybody that hurt you, but I will say this. Whatever the pain was, wherever it came from, and whoever did it, if you are still here and you listening to me, you have a reason to be here, a purpose to be here. And if you want the future for your children to be different, you cannot be what that trauma and that drama made you. That's man-made. Tap back into the creator, tap back into nature, and be what the ancestors was always striving and pushing for us to be. And that's people of consequence, guardians of this planet, real mothers and fathers and units of people thriving on this land in peace and love, ready to protect against anything that will violate that. And that's all I'm saying. Let's bring the family back in every aspect of what that means. Right? Brothers that's not of blood, sisters that's not of blood, friends as we call each other. Let's be better friends to each other. Let's get past these titles, all this ethnicity, these nationalities, and all this crazy shit. Because it's the only way. It's the only way out. There's no other way. There's no. I'm up out of here. Peace, y'all. Icon out.